is, Prabhupada is writing, he is a fool number one. Even sometime like in the case of Rupa Goswami, all we heard of that beautiful pastime where the Rupa Goswami had a desire to serve his spiritual master and the elder brother Sanatan Goswami. He was staying in the forest, he wanted to feed him some kheer. So as we all remember, because he had a desire, true desire, and whatever you desire, Krishna will satisfy. So what we desire, we have to be very, very careful. If we manufacture some sense gratification desire, they were gone forever. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Niskinchanas Bhagavad Bhajanonmukhasya Param Param Jigmasur Bhausagarashaya. If one atolls to cross over the Bhausagarasya, Param Param, in the other side of Bhausagarasya, Sandarshanam Besainam Atyositam cha. So Sandarshanam is by seeing, looking at them. Besainam means the sense gratifier person who like to enjoy sense gratification. Atyoshitam cha, at the moment. So looking at them even for enjoying mood. Ha hanta hanta bisbhakshnos sadhu. It is recommended that better you drink the poison and die. Developing some illicit desire. Because, why it is said looking at them? Because everything starts from dhyaito vishyan pumsa sangas tesu apajayate sangat sanjayate kamat kamat krodho vijayate. So we may say, what is that little looking here and there? Because the mind is now those impression, because we have been in this material world from time immemorial. Adi karma phale, we don't know since how long. So come out from those past impressions or Sanskrit impressions. That itself is a Herculean task. But building few more impressions after knowing. Called Hat Medasa. Like we are ourselves, we are putting into the great danger path. Prabhupada says that the so-called modern civilization is very risky path they are heading towards. Because what you see, generally what we see throughout the day, some of those impressions will keep coming. Even though you do not want some impressions. That's the way it is being. And those impressions are there. Then if you just dhyayatu, then you develop attachment. Once attachment is strong, then at any cost you want to have it, even though it's a poison. पता है जहर है. Visay Bhanda, Natam Das says, even so called Jnana Kanda, Karma Kanda, Visay Bhanda. So our desire has to be purified. Even I was giving the example of Rupa Goswami. He had a desire, his spiritual desire to give something to the spiritual master, maybe senior brother. So he had that desire to give, to offer the key to his guru, his spiritual master, and other thing. So all we remember, na? So in the forest, he did not have anything. So one beautiful girl come. Says, Babaji, please take these items. She said, what is this? He said, no, we have some festival at home. So we wanted to give this thing. So please take. So Rupa Goswami takes and make the kheer for Sanatana Goswami. And when he then invited Sanatana Goswami, please come. I want to feed you some kheer. I want to offer you kheer. So when Sanatana Goswami comes and he start taking, then he's eating such a beautiful kheer. He said, from where you got the ingredients? Then he said, I had one desire to offer you this, but today morning I had a desire. Suddenly one beautiful girl came and she has gave the all ingredients for cooking the kheer. Then Sanatana Goswami understood. Then he became very angry at Rupa Goswami. What is this? You have taken service from Radharani. We are meant to serve them. Even in spiritual path, devotees do not force Krishna to do this for me. Asalishva padaratam penastu mam adash karotu va yatha tata va vimtatulam pato mat prananathastu e para. Even if then forget all this, then the material thing, asking something from Krishna. The conversation between Sanatana Goswami and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which happened at Varanasi. Says Krishna kahe, Ami bhaje mange visay sukh. Who worship me, he says, Krishna kahe, Ami bhaje mange visay sukh. Amrit chhani bis mange ei bada murkh. If you're worshipping Krishna and asking some material benefit, so Amrit Chhani, that service is glorious. Amrit bis mange ei bada. Ami Vigya, ei murkha. Lord says, I am intelligent, but anyway, this is a fool. What can I be done? Ami Vigya, ei murkha, besya kehne diya. How can he? He do not like to give. Like a dear father, do not want to spoil the children. If he has something which he or she can spoil, then Lord, the father, dear father, want to give. or sometime become so obstinate, जिद्दी हो जाते हैं, I wanted it at any cost. Then what Krishna can do? Unwillingly, not happy mood. Ultimately, if he doesn't sanction, he even won't get that even. But you're very, very obstinate. The Lord somehow sanctioned. Because the mind is very restless. Chanchalam hi manha Krishna pramadi balvadhridam tasyaham nirgaham manne vayur iv suduskaram. So many adjective is being used. Chanchalam hi mana pramadi balvadhridam. For the mind is restless, turbulent, obstinate, very strong, O Krishna. To subdue it, I think, is more difficult than controlling the winds. So Prabhupada writes beautiful purport of this. The mind is so strong and obstinate that it sometimes overcomes the intelligence. Although the mind is supposed to be subservient to the intelligence. Hierarchy, you know, right? Senses, the mind, intelligence. Then the soul comes on the top. So the intelligence, the buddhi, should control the mind. But mind becomes so strong. Even though we know that discrimination is wrong for me, we hear, we read, but sometimes it overcomes the even intelligence. So for a man in a practical world who has to fight so many opposing elements, it is certainly very difficult to control the mind. Artificially, one may establish a mental equilibrium towards both friends and enemy. Ultimately, no worldly man can do so, for this is more difficult than controlling the rising wind. So the mind is very, very strong. So and who is saying this? Arjuna is saying. Then Prabhu says, what can we say of a modern man? And in this purport, then the easiest way to control the mind, as suggested by Lord Chaitanya, is chanting Hare Krishna, the great mantra for deliverance in all humility. So only solace, only remedy, especially in Kali Yuga, in all yoga, but especially Kali Yuga, is only the holy name, Hare Krishna mantra. So unless our mind get completely engaged in the holy name, hearing about the holy name, working for Krishna, empty smile is a devil's workshop. Little freedom you give, little emptiness you give, Maya Jhapatiya. And once you little give freedom to mind, it's like feeding it to become more strong. And helplessly you are carried away by knowing that is a poison. No intelligent person will drink the poison, knowing that some bottle is a poison is written. The method prescribed is savai mana Krishna padar bindyo. If mind is not filled with Krishna's thought, Krishna conscious activity thought, one must engage one's mind fully in Krishna. Only then will there remain no engagement to agitate the mind. See, unless mind is fully engaged in Krishna, that's the reason Prabhupada has gone, say 24 hours we have to engage mind in Krishna's service. It always says, over engagement is never a problem. Less engagement is always a problem. And the beginning days also Prabhupada, and there are a lot of quotes also we read. So the intense engagement, we are engaged in service of Krishna, then only we can be aloof from sense gratification thought. Kama dinam katina katida palata durnateshat. Otherwise, obediently follows the helplessly we are carried away. So Prabhupada is mentioning the purport. See, your lotus feet are the two vessels to take one across the ocean of mundane nescience. That's the reason even Dhruv Maharaj had some desire. And he practiced the spiritual process. When he got the Lord in the front, then what he says? Isthana abilasi tapsu sthitoham khachan vichinnam abhidibhiratanam saman kritartha varam na ache. See, he said, what I have come for, having the more bigger kingdom than my father, because his stepmother has insulted him. But I got you, so that any material thing is like kacham, which is a broken pieces of glass. And it's not that actually is a poison, but somehow we don't understand it's a poison. Even Prahlad says, neither voluntarily not consulting other. Na te vidhu sarth katem hi Vishnu durasaya e bahir arthamana. Or any amount of sense gratification will not make you even materially satisfied. Ehi sam sparsaja bhoga dukh evane evite. Even Lord is saying the sense gratification is a source of miseries. Atyantavant kaunteya nati suramate buddha. Only person deprived of their intelligence by the spell of deluding energy will worship those feet. Even the Lord worshipping, even it says Kardama Muni, worshipping even Lord with some material desire, forget about anything. Some demigods, Kames, Thesis, Jnana is a different all platform. They are the most fallen. So only person deprived of their intelligence by the spell of deluding energy will worship those feet with a view to attain trivial momentary pleasure for the senses, which can even persons rotting in the hell can attain. Even the highest planet, now all we know Atal, Vital, Sutal, they call highest planet. There also the lot of material sense gratification is there. Even so much so that it is said that even much more than even the Sarga. Why they call hell? Hell does not mean you don't have material sense. Actually, more material sense means more hell. All of these things, somebody is somehow very aristocratic, royal family, big houses, big everything. They think it's an achievement. Actually, it's a punishment for them. So more accumulation of material thing is a more, can you see, unknowingly he's drinking the poison. Unknowingly he's collecting something which will give more and more miseries to him. Material pleasure can be attained even by the hogs and dogs, whose condition of life is hellish. Hogs also eat, sleeps, and enjoys sex life to the fullest extent. It is very satisfying with such hellish enjoyment of material existence. So even even so-called aha nidra bhaymatrim cha samanyate tatpasavinanana. So this is there even for the hogs and dogs. Nayam dev dev bhajam niloke kastam kamam arhate bidbhaja. So in that Purport, Prabhu writes in this, the greatest happiness in this material world is eating nicely and enjoying sex. Is considered, in inverted commas, is the glorious happiness in this material world. So Shastras is telling us that happiness even is that the dogs, hogs and pigs, they think they are very happy living there. We know how in the drainage, the gutter they are living, how abominable condition it is. But the hogs' only business, eat nice stool, become fatty and have a sex. So Prabhupada right, don't compete with the hog. So-called modern society, we are competing with the dog, hog, pigs. They want to eat as much as they can. They want to sex as much as they can. Prabhupada is writing, modern yogis advise that because one has senses, one must enjoy to the full extent like cats and dogs, yet one can go on practicing yoga. So Prabhupada said this is a useless waste of time. When igniting the fire and putting the water. Sense gratification is putting the water. When you wish to ignite the fire, fire will not come. I just reading one place, I think in Gurgaon, there's some MNC company, so they had some, some recreation something, where they were allowed to eat, who can eat maximum cake or something like this, cake. So they had, one person had so much so that, and he won the whatever so-called fullest thing. So So before he was given prize, then he has to rush to the washroom, then he was vomiting, and some cake got stuck, then he dies there only. So we are in Dukhalyam place. See, by eating cake, somebody can die. He's calling. And so this world itself is a very precarious condition we are in this. And that too, then again we are desiring some more condemned than that. So Kardama Muni is saying, he says that such material pleasure are available in the cats and dogs in the hellish condition. The Lord is so kind that if the yogis are satisfied by hellish pleasure, he can give them facility to attain all the material pleasure they desire. Prabhu is writing here. Hellish and demonic persons. Demonic person means who is doing sense gratification. They are the demons. Hellish and demonic persons do not actually know what is ultimate attainment and perfection. Therefore, they think that sense gratification is the highest goal of life. So ask what is to be happy in life. To enjoy the life, that's a goal. No? Maximum people in the world. They advise that one can satisfy the senses at the same time by reciting some mantra or by some practice of yoga, can cheaply aspire for perfection. Such persons are described here hat medasa, which means those whose brain are spoiled and filled with the stool. They aspire for material enjoyment by perfection of yoga or meditation. Kardama Muni, that one who aspires after material enjoyment by practice of yoga has spoiled his brain substance and fool number one. So somehow by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, we at least other people do not know what is the ultimate goal and how we have to lead a human life. So we have got such a rarest of rare opportunity. Kaun bhagyavan jeev, Guru Krishna prasade pai. We have not desired, but somehow by the mercy of Krishna we got Srila Prabhupada. We got linked with such a glorious disciplic succession where the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself has descended. And what is most easiest process? You don't have to go to the Himalayas, you don't have to fast for many years or days or this or that. Just chant the holy name and besay charya. Say Maja Mukhe Bolo Hari Hari. Say chant the holy name and restrain the mind. Understand this will corrupt you completely. And Prabhupada is promising this very life I can take you back to Godhead. Can't we tolerate little sensation in the mind? Now people, somebody gets some diabetes. So even though they like sweet, they will not eat. They know if I eat, I will more pain for me. So same way if we indulge in any kind of sense gratification, and that also we understand source of miseries. Krishna is giving you this wonderful opportunity. How fortunate we are. But Prabhu said, you will become most unfortunate if you do not utilize fullest actions to go back to God in this life only. See, both the things will not happen. थोड़ा सा poison ले लिया, थोड़ा सा nectar ले लिया, but it won't work. In the Vedic culture, says in the end, you have to renounce everything. You have to become sannyasa. Then only you'll get it. You won't get it. So by the mercy of Prabhupada, we have such a wonderful knowledge with and such a easy process by the Lord Chaitanya. The Lord Himself descending and requesting. Bolo Krishna, Bhajo Krishna, Karo Krishna Siksha. And eat nice, delicious prasadam. There's nothing wrong. Just follow. Restrict the mind, filled with only throughout the day, filled with the Krishna. So by this easiest process, and here we see as Kardama Muni, he himself is saying, what if condemned life if we worship the Lord and also having some material desire, even we should not have even that kind of force Krishna. Just Krishna, whatever you want to do for me. I am yours. That's it. You want to make me ulta, you make me ulta. You make me Sida, I am just yours. We should become a toy in the hand of Krishna and Srila Prabhupada. Let them deal whichever way they wish to deal us. Don't make foolish plan which you are going to spoil yourself. Some little here and there tolerate. The outside, if you go to the hospital, what the condemned condition of the people. They may be a very rich person. You go to the ICU, ventilator, people are so much suffering. So all this suffering we can avoid. And that is a very dangerous place. Some accident happens, someone has happened. One person, they fall on the top of the truck has gone. His whole body has become like a paper. This can happen to anyone. The Ahmedabad, that crash happened, plane. Burning alive. Can you see how horrible it is? Little we get a fire hand. So much painful. You have to burn alive. So dukhalyam asasam, we understand. Still we run after some foolish thing which will not help you even materially happiness. So we should learn from this Srila Prabhupada, such a pure devotee we got it, such a easiest process we have in this Kali Yuga, by chanting the holy name, restraining the mind from these foolish activities, and gradually, slowly, rest assured, this is the nectar, unlimited pleasure you'll get. It's not a post-it check, Prabhupada says. You follow strictly for some time, you can see the result in yourself. So let us try very sincerely, pray to Krishna, cry in the front of Prabhupada, Krishna, please help me. And then all help from the leader. If you're very obstinate, then nothing can be done. If you want it, then it won't help you. But rest assured, we'll be safe from lot of suffering, even materially, if we take up spiritual path very sincerely, honestly. And that will give to pleasure to even Prabhupada as well. So let us try very sincerely. And stop here. Gantura Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Jagat Guru Prabhupada ki jai. Go Prem Nande Hari Hari Go.